Hot Top Sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Swore to bring in fire, cowboy, tie, riding bold. Balls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show.
It's Hot Top Sports, baby. Let's get it. Let's go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here at High Top Sports. Happy Wednesday. Happy best day of the week. We got a jam-packed show for you guys later on tonight, live at 8:35 with Tate Casey will be joining us. So we are excited for that. We'll have the advent calendar later on in this show. I'm excited for this show. I was up early, so I'm dialed in. Cody doesn't have a chance, but he said he got sleep, so it could be a nice little healthy battle we got going on today. Not that we're going to battle, but I'm sure we'll have some kind of pissing contest we can get into about something. We've done a lot of discussing. We've done a lot of talking on this channel over the last couple of days about retention, about who to keep, who you shouldn't keep, who's a priority, who's not a priority, who we talked about names last night of to watch out for going into the portal. And the big one that keeps circling back in is Mr. Jaden Ball. And there seems to be some smoke that Texas is coming in hot and heavy with what we like to call some moolah, baby, cheddar. All right? They want to pay the man, pay the ball. And obviously we know Joe Luke went to Texas, so there's a lot of commonality there, right? And look, he's got leverage. His coach is gone. Nobody's there. His quarterback's gone. They're offering more money. So he can keep squeezing us out for more and more. And that's kind of where it's at. And most people are like, just pay him. Just pay him. We're going to go 4-8 if we don't pay him. Well, we were 4-8 last year. So, I don't know exactly what the answer is. So what I like, I'm a visual guy. I like to see things. It's easy to yell emotions and talk about stuff, and it's like, hey, let's just pay him 1.5, or hey, let's pay him $2 million, or hey, let's just pay him $3 million. Like just keep him on staff. Well, look, as much as we want to claim that we're cheap or that we're not, there's a budget, right? So I put my GM cap on. I've been up for like 2 hours grinding away. Started last night, closed into tonight, and I was like, look, if we had a budget of $25 million, how does that need to be allocated, right? How would we want to spend it? We got to take the NFL model into consideration here, okay? Then I went a step further and broke it down by individual. And I'm going to mention this a handful of times throughout the show because I'm sure it's going to get misconstrued here. The numbers you see next to these players' names that we're going to talk about, right, are not real numbers. We have a budget allocated for that position group, and then I just allocated it to players so we can see how it's finagled around, mainly because the only two numbers that we hear and know of right now are Philo's numbers, kind of, sort of, and Balls. Everyone else, we have no clue. So don't put any weight into the number next to the player. I just wanted the money to go somewhere so we can see it and how we can move it around if we were playing GM. I'll mention it again because I'm sure nobody's gonna remember that. Prof, how we doing, buddy? Good morning. Good to see you.
Morning, juiced up,
Nice.
ready to be here. Excited? Hit the button.
All right. Well, good to see you. I'm excited. You already saw kind of the chart a little bit of a teaser. Thoughts before we dive into it on what you've seen thus far?
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea just to let people see visually what we're talking about, and maybe I don't know how active that chart is. If we can move some guys around, cancel some guys out, and maybe put a guy in there.
We're the GM today, Cody. So whatever you want to do, buddy.
Okay. Well, buckle in, boys, and you're not going to be happy.
Yeah, it's gonna have the hard parts to cover. Look, I think this is a fun part for me, and I want to keep this in mind. We're all on the same team here, all right? We're all in this together. Yeah. We're all at the big board trying to figure this thing out together, and that's what I'm trying. This is the first time we're going through this. The first time we've actually tried to put a GM hat on. I think that there seems to be like we're before. I mean, we were just trying to figure everything else out, right? From me, anyways, on a talking perspective. Are we gonna see Cody crash out? I don't know. I think he'll be good.
Probably not. Probably not this morning. I'm pretty cool, calm, and collective. Well, I don't know. The kids haven't gotten out of bed yet, and they should have been out of bed 10 minutes ago. So you might
crash out inbound for sure. Yeah. Crash out inbound for sure.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh, yeah. Sheesh. 200 calories in one of those things? My goodness. All right. Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's the budget, right? $25 million. I'm going off of this number. From what I heard, from what we were willing to give Lane, which was like 27 or 28. All right, so I'm just going to put it at 25. Now, you can come in here and say, Sheldon, it's this, it's that. Then we move the line a little bit. The idea of it is to get a perception of how money should be spent, of how of where it should be going. So your top three positions that should be paid are your quarterback, offensive line, and edge. Those are the three that impact every single play the most. Okay, so that's where your big funds should go. Then you go to the interior defensive line. Then the secondary. A lot of that secondary comes down to kind of having a one lockdown cornerback that can lock down a side for you. And so keep an eye on Florida trying to find that, because I think that's going to help in this scheme too. Then you go to wide receivers, tight end. That's going to be your next value group. Okay, stay with me. We haven't even got to our $2 million man just yet. Then you go to linebackers, which we know Miles Graham has been retained. Again, that's an important spot, but how much are you willing to spend there? Then finally, you get to running backs at $1.25 million for the total room. Okay, and then specialist, and then you have $1 million to kind of for if you want to overspend on somebody or if you want to fix things like that. All right, so that's our budget. As a GM, here's how I decided we should spend it. All right, on what is going to be the most impactful position groups to go after. And this is what I keep pounding the drum on, right? Is O-line, D-line, and edge group. Quarterback, obviously, that's no secret, so I don't need to talk about it. So let's now dive into it and see where we are right now financially, what we're spending currently, right? And again, I'm assuming if we're maximizing the budget. There's only one group that I know we're not maximizing, and it's the quarterback room, because we have a pretty good estimate, I would say, of probably what we're working with. Everything else, and this puts a lot of things into perspective, right? Because if we're spending this much, we're either overpaying for guys, right? Because when you see these values attached to them, which the values are not real, these are made up values, but you can still kind of put together a picture of how it can look. All right, so let's get into it let's just quit talking here. So I wanted to start with the quarterback room. So
my question is this is with okay, yes, that's what you already answered my question. I wanted to know if this is with the ball 1.5 million.
Yeah. So what I did is put together again what the rooms would look like right now. Okay? Based on what we just said. And like I mentioned, the only two rooms that we actually have any pulse in of what's being spent is the quarterback, because the rumor is that Philo's making $1 million. You got to think Tramel's going to get something close to that, right, to retain him. If you're giving a backup in Philo $1 million, I think Tramel's probably going to get close to that. So we're going to look at $800,000, and then you've got an incoming freshman of Will Griffin at $350,000. Now that number could be less, it could be more, what have you, but essentially, if we're willing to spend $5 million on that quarterback room, we've got about, off these numbers, $2 million to go get us a proven guy, which is healthy. I don't think with that room, you don't need to go get a $3.5 million guy, right? If you can go get a $2 million guy, that's right where we want to be, all right? And so that's healthy. I'm fine with that. Again, and everything else you can see. If you look at the offensive line, $5 million, that's another big one I want to look at first, because if we're spending $5 million, which I didn't realize, we have 17 guys in the offensive line. I think 7 of them are true freshmen. So, again, this budget could obviously vary. And you're looking at the list of names here. Najee Harris is $750,000. Why he's the most? He's the most experienced guy on your team right now.
So at this point, we have no leftover money. This is full 25 mil, right?
Incorrect. We have about $4 million left over.
Okay, so we can
$3 million. We have about $3 million because of the quarterback room isn't to its full capacity.
We're gonna say that's transfer portal money, $3 million, and then whoever we cut.
If we were to function like this and pay everybody that's left on staff and fill out the $25 million, right? Yeah, you have $3 million to go into the portal. If you were to pay everybody, again, you have $25 million. Now the monies could be different in different places. I don't really matter. But if you want to have a healthy, spread out room, this is how you get to that point. All right.
Can you move the graphs to the top of the thing? There we go. Yeah.
So the O-line, and obviously the O-line is if you look at that, you're spending $5 million on that offensive line, right?
Yeah,
These are made up
that's a lot.
numbers. These are made up numbers. Okay, this is all hypothetical. I know people are tuning in going, "What the hell is happening here?" These are
Yeah, yeah. Like who got the inside track?
yeah,
No,
I got the numbers.
well, you got eight. You said you got what? 18 of them?
Linemen, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a lot of O linemen.
It's a lot of O linemen.
Golly.
Yeah, they're all very young. So how many of those will they retain? I don't know. But again, let's just say we want to spend $5 million on an offensive line to be impactful, and let's say we don't go in the portal. Let's just say we stick with
Well,
what we got, right? Do you believe that this line is worth $5 million off those names you're looking at right there?
that's the thing. Well, I don't know because you have 11 players. You don't know how much they're making. That's the biggest head scratcher for me. Let's just go over the top 5 here. I'm okay with Zamandela. I'm okay with Fletcher.
Yep.
I'm okay with Big Rod. I'm okay with Najee Harris.
Najee's probably a little bit too much. Caden Jones can probably come down a little bit, but again, you're going to have to.
Well,
I
Najee,
think
Najee can play multiple spots is the thing, and so can Big Rod. I think Najee can snap also, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm okay with paying Najee that. He
so.
played
Again,
guard, center, guard.
I would have to assume that again, how this thing is trying to fulfill that $5 million. You're probably not paying some of those lower echelon guys as much as that it's accounting for. So I wouldn't mind cutting off a couple, but like I think you need to have about $2 to $3 million to go in there and go get you guys some O linemen. For being honest, so you can easily allocate some of that offensive line money now. But if let's just say it's stuck the way that it is, and we wanted to give Jaden Ball $1.5 million, which is what's being asked for. Essentially, that's what's being ran around from Texas. Again, LJ's not taking that money. This is fake money. So LJ McCray, that's not real. Again, it's just you typically want to pay your number one edge guy the most. That's kind of how it's being allocated for. It could be to Jaden Woods. It could be to somebody else.
The older they are too, they're gonna probably get more money. So
correct. That was kind of how this thing just shook up. Was based on just experience.
I think
that's
we're
where the
probably
money went.
I think we're probably pretty close. It'd be funny if we got an email from.
Well, I wouldn't
DM saying,
I wouldn't be surprised if LJ is getting paid, a hefty amount, given the fact that he was a 5-star cat coming through. Now, mind you, he kind of shifted inward a little bit, so who knows? But I'm sure his income was a bit egregious, and that's a solid point because ultimately that guy is still taking up a roster spot. He is still taking up funds, and if you look at this room, we're spending $3 million on the edge group. Are we getting back $3 million worth of production based on those names you're seeing right there?
I don't think so.
Are we getting $5 million worth of production on that offensive line based on the names that you're looking at right there?
Absolutely not.
Are we $2.5 million on that defensive line? That's probably the closest room we're getting our juice. The linebacker room.
I would say the secondary room is probably the most productive for the 1.8 million.
Close. And I would say wide receiver room. It's not there.
No.
Again, you guys are saying Jaden Robinson needs $200K. This is not real money. This is all fake. That's what sucks about people. I know this is going to happen when people jiving in. These numbers we are assuming based on what we are trying to spend per group. But I wanted to focus on the running back thing because we would get Jaden Ball 1.5. But if we go back to our first chart, right, what do we have allocated for the whole running back room? 1.25, right?
I can't see it. It's too small.
Yeah, it's 1.25 for the entire running back room. If we have a $25 million budget and we want to be effective in every other group, that's where the money should go. Now, I understand markets change. I understand what Jaden Ball has done. So, do you overpay for someone like that at times? Yeah, 100%. When is that time and place is what we have to figure out as the GM. Are we in a place to go and spend $1.5 million on Jaden Ball? Is it worth it to go spend 1.5 on Jaden Ball? I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out.
And here's maybe a theory to think about also. I kind of prescribe to you get a little bit of a hometown discount, especially with a kid that was not super highly touted coming out of high school. I think you can get a little bit of a hometown discount. It's usually always cheaper to keep a guy and work a contract than it is to go out and get another running back to that caliber. Because say Jaden Ball leaves, okay? If that's the idea. So who are you going to go get in the portal? They're going to cost you 1.5 million to get to that echelon unless you just don't care to have a running back at that caliber and you're just going to do it by committee. Does that make sense?
So you're saying to go replace Jaden Ball, you got to spend 1.5 million?
You got to spend more. You're going to have to spend more because like those guys are going to demand a little bit more money. So you're going to end up spending 1.75 million. So it's usually cheaper to keep them. Do you see what do you see what I'm getting at? You got to think of it like an NFL deal here, okay? Like is it usually cheaper? Is it usually they usually give you a little, not a lot, but a little bit of a hometown discount. Okay.
So your top 4 running backs last year in PFF were Jeremiah Love, who we know obviously came in as one of the Heisman favorites. Number 2 was Caleb Hawkins from North Texas. Do you think he's going to be worth 1.5 if you want to go get him? No. Ahmad Hardy from Mizzou, who was a number 3 running back, he came from somewhere. I don't think Mizzou paid him 1.5 to get him.
But you have to understand this is the market. If Jaden Ball's getting 1.5 and these running backs are to the caliber of Jaden Ball, they're going to ask for 1.5 million. You got to understand the market. It's one of those things where, yeah, you could go and do patchwork and you could try to swing on a guy that you think is going to be good, but to get the exact same production and numbers and caliber of back that you think is a caliber of back, it's going to cost you. Okay, who do we think?
Okay, so
I
guess the question is, I understand where you're coming from. I guess the question then is getting that caliber of back a priority where this team is right now? Because
it depends on your offensive philosophy.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
If you're going 4 wide, then no, you don't need a caliber of back. They're gonna run through light boxes and open
holes. Or if you
want
to attack it from a multitude of backs and have 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, you go the Denver Broncos route. But
correct.
Dun Summerall has seemed to have a bell cow back when he's been at Tulane. They've left every year, but he seemed to have a bell cow back. I think you could probably go get the cat from Oregon. I always forget Malachi Hughes.
I wonder. What's interesting is Malachi Hughes was the number 1 rated running back last year from Tulane in the portal.
Yep.
What do you think Oregon paid him to put his ass on the bench?
They paid him. I don't know. I don't know what the market was at that point. But we know what the market is now. The market is 1.5 million for Jaden Ball. So every caliber player that believes he's as good as Jaden Ball is going to ask for 1.5 million. Why wouldn't you?
But who do you think the best running back in the college football is?
I don't know. Who's going to be eligible also? Who's a sophomore, junior?
That can play college ball.
How many years has Hardy got left? That kid's really good.
He's 2.
He's a sophomore?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Hardy's really good, man. Put me on the spot. What's PFF say?
We've got
what's PFF say?
Who the best is?
Just running backs. Yeah, running backs.
Jeremiah Love, which
he's going to the draft.
Caleb Hawkins from North Texas. I don't.
That guy's making 1.5 million.
He's not.
No.
Next. Okay, so there's one.
You got to you got to skew this thing to kind of SEC Big Ten play also.
Yeah, but you're talking again. My thing is though, if that kid that was from Tulane, he didn't make 1.5. My point is, you can go get talent from a smaller school that can give you close to the production without paying 1.5 million. Is what I'm getting.
But you're guessing if they're gonna equate to the talent.
You're guessing that he's gonna come back and be functional in this offense. You're guessing that he's gonna function the same way behind
if Jeremiah Love had a year left.
I think for me, where I'm at is because we have so many other holes.
Look at the Penn State running backs.
Yeah, Katron Allen. He's
What year is he? And somebody made a good point in the comments, in our actual comments after the video
done.
was released, that we need to look at Michigan too, because
He's done.
Michigan's going to lose a lot of players.
Michigan has Jordan Marshall. He's a sophomore. He's not going to be worth 1.5, and he was just behind Kawan Lacey. Oregon has 2 backs up here. Oregon has Jordan Davis and Noah Whittington. Kawan Lacey obviously has up here. Lucky Sutton from San Diego State, 6'1", 225.
What do you think Kawan Lacey calls for? How much money? I would say he's as good as Ball. That's a good.
I think he's going to be worth more.
You think he's going to be worth more than Ball?
Playoff caliber back, and that guy. So Ball took over that FSU game. Kawan did it more.
Well, look, that's
the part I don't know. Right, I don't know exactly what is. Look, if the running back market is 1.5, and that may be it, then that's fine. But I don't know. We're not in the market for a high-end a running back. That's what I'm trying to get at. We're not.
Yeah,
if we go back to this chart, if you and I are the GM of this team right now,
I'm not paying anybody 1.5 million at running back.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. We are not in
position.
That's
not the
like
situation.
People are like, hey,
he's a situation. So
people are like, hey, he's a Saquon Barkley type of back, and I agree with you. The guy is a difference maker. We are not in an Eagles. We are not in the Eagles situation. We don't have an elite defense with a quarterback and the best offensive line in football to go. Okay, hey, we got some. Here's the other part that people don't understand too with the NFL, where they can make up for things. Because the Rams, I took a look at what they do. What they do very, very well is they spend money in high-end areas. Their offensive line, their quarterback, and what do they do well? They draft their ass off. And why is that important, Sheldon? Well, because they can go get elite talent on their D-line and on their edge and get away with taking advantage of the rookie pay. College football, unfortunately, does not have that, right? Rookies are taking advantage of the league. They're Sam Bradford in us right now. So you've got to navigate that as well, okay? So my point of it is that we have other things to be concerned with right now. That giving a Lamborghini to come park a Lamborghini and drive it around with 0 qualified people to drive it is just the point that I'm trying to make. And maybe it is worth it. I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's what they're offering them, so they're obviously in the game to pay.
Florida's not offering 1.5. That's what Texas is giving him. I'm saying if we want to compete, we'd have to give him 1.5.
That's fine. I don't think
I'm not saying that he's not worth 1.5. I think that's the people that are misunderstanding it. I am saying that I don't believe that we, Florida, are in a place to spend 1.5 on a running back where the rest of the team is in disarray.
I agree.
That's what I'm getting at. You're gonna bend over backwards where you have holes to fill on the offensive line. We still got to go get which we have money to spend on quarterback, right? You got to go fix the edge room. The edge room, Cameron James is a possibility could be leave. Elgin McCray is completely unproven, so he's not getting any money. Jaden Wood is going into his sophomore year. So, again, like in the NFL where these guys will be going off a rookie contract, I now got to go pay him like he's a 6-year starter, right? Kofi Asari, who knows if he's going to stay. Cajun before Jarrell McCord, they're on not proven. So, I've got to either go buy Cameron James 1.2, which is he really a starter type of money? No. He's not. He's a great secondary guy. Love Cameron James to death, but he's not Colin Simmons worth, right? I'd rather go spend 1.5 million or 1.3 million on a Colin Simmons, on 2 Colin Simmons, and then go get me 2 offensive tackles. That's what I'd rather spend it on. Yeah. And then go get me a running back like, I don't know, from South Alabama, Kendra Bullock, that's 5'10", 205, that was rated higher than Katron Allen, higher than Jaden Ball, higher than Bo Jackson. I know he played at Southern Alabama, but we got to go off of what we can, Ahmad Hardy, who's a third running back, best running back in the country, at Mizzou essentially, came from, Western Kentucky or ULM last year? So the transition's there. It's been proven that you can go.
You have to decide who's running the team. We're running this team.
I think so.
For this. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. We're running the team. Ball's not getting 1.5 million. You agree?
Yeah.
Can we make a deal on that? He's not getting 1.5 on our team. He's not getting 1.5.
Yeah.
What are you willing to give him? What are you willing to give him to stay? A million? A milli? 1.25?
I mean, I think that's a bit much too, but yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Let's say a milli. You want to hometown discount, 500,000.
Hold on. I got to address these comments. Hold on. This man said South Alabama running back. Look, I'm just letting you know that these are your top-rated PFF running backs. Okay, and like we want to laugh, we want to drop smoke, but when you look at these position groups, they're talent in these smaller groups. I'm not saying you leave the South Alabama camp, I'm just using it for example. Secondly, if we're broke, just say that. This is the other part that I like the chat or Discord to get into that is like, we're just poor, just pay everybody. Here's where, and I understand the frustration on that, right? But you also have to, there's salary caps, there's budgets, like it's a business. Take a step back for a minute. If you are running a business, are you just going to completely just blindly just keep spending money because that's what somebody's asking for? So what's the line for Jaden Ball then? Let me ask you that. Let me ask the chat that. What are you willing to give him? $25 million? No, that's ridiculous, Sheldon. Okay, so okay. We've got a standing ground. Is $20 million? We gonna pay him $20 million? No, that's ridiculous, Sheldon. You wanna pay him $10 million? No, that's ridiculous, Sheldon. You wanna pay him $5 million? No, that's ridiculous, Sheldon. Okay, you wanna pay him $2.5 million? Your entire running back budget for one dude? No, that's ridiculous, Sheldon. Okay, do you want to pay him half your running back budget? Yeah, that's what I want to pay him. Okay, then that's what you have to figure out. Like, get out of your emotions for 5 seconds, and because of what he did for us, he was a 1,000-yard back. I get that, love him to death. In the same content, where we're like, hey, pay the man.
$1 million. $1 million.
We are
sold. They got
$1
million.
Yeah, I'm fine with
$1 million
that.
In there.
I'm fine with that. Also, too, like, my thing is like, hey, we pay, hey, pay the kid. We are paying the kid. How about a little bit of back and forth loyalty of like, hey, we rode with you for 2 years. We paid for you. We went out there and sought after you when nobody else did, right? And gave you an opportunity and it provided to you this far. Like, there's a little give and take here, big guy.
Started you as a freshman.
You wouldn't be working $1.5 million if we're not feeding you. Like, there's got to be a little bit of back and forth at it, right? So the whole thing of like, hey, we're cheap. It's like, no, we're paying this guy $1 million, which is obviously, again, if we want to raise the budget up a little bit, sure. But again, I'm trying to work within a meter here of $25 million.
Let's get a hand raise of who makes $1 million in the chat. Also, like this is real money. This isn't monopoly money. This isn't fake money. This cat's gonna be making $1 million a year to play 12 games. 12 games. Let's put that in perspective. And there's no buffer. You know, if he goes out in the spring and hurts himself, you're hosed. You got to protect yourself.
Yeah, crazy. How crazy would that be? You give him $2 million and he snaps his knee in 3 months, and then what? Like, it's not playing budget ball. It's not playing money ball. It's being reasonable at it. And again, you have to put a line. Like, you have to because okay, Anthony says 1.6. So then if they go to 1.7, what do you do?
Yeah, you can't keep playing this game.
Where's your line? So you have to put a line into to place. And look, if somebody's willing to go that far and do it, you're like, well, they're willing to spend it. I mean, that's, there's always going to be a bigger fish, boys.
We got Ball at $1 million. So I don't know if you can type that in there or what, but we got Ball at $1 million.
I mean, I can't fix it right now, but we can just. I mean, we can say the back rooms at 1.9. So with that being said, that means look, our budget is 1.25, so we're still over the budget, so we can't go get any more running backs. So that means we'd have to retain.
Let's address this. Let's address this edge room right now. That's a room that is questionable. What do you do with LJ McCray?
You let him walk.
You let him walk.
Yeah, because he's probably asking for something close to that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I could be wrong, but yeah. I mean, the guy hasn't played a single snap of college football.
Okay, so we're letting LJ walk for this, and this isn't if there's players watching. This isn't any shots at you. We just analytically we're doing.
We're playing games.
Okay,
here,
everybody likes to work. Yeah, we're playing.
See, now the number's 1.7 max. We keep moving the line.
Okay, we keep moving it. All right. Well, you can't do that in the game of playing GMs. Okay?
Yeah. What if the coaches are wrong? Look, I don't know, but I think that like I don't know.
Can't be wronger than 4-8. You can't be that much wrong than 4-8.
I
LJ
like
McCray's gone.
See, so here's what I love. Here's what I love. Everybody is willing to cut LJ McCray in 2.5 seconds, right? Who was once a five-star guy, who we once prioritized, who we loved, who we cared about, but hasn't done any production, and I understand that. But arguably is probably one of the most important groups in here. Now, we're going to let LJ walk, that has little to no production, but has upside still that we don't know of. But DJ, who we've seen, has not lived up to expectations. We just want to pay him.
Let me ask you this. So we're cutting LJ. Is that going back into portal money, or is that going, what are we doing? Is that going back into edge portal money, or are we using that for the offensive line or somewhere else?
I think it just goes into the pot. I mean, I don't think you need to worry about putting it elsewhere at the moment. You got to figure that out. But we've got $4 million to work with. Well,
so we got Cam James, we got Jaden Wood. Say we can even give him a little pay bump.
He's probably $750. He's probably $750.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we saved 1.25.
There's money you can't see, guys, to the specialists and punters and all that. So just so you know.
Okay.
See, look at this. Look, look, you're letting LJ McCray walk. Look, we're all in the boardroom. This is what's happening here, right?
Yep.
We're letting him
walk.
What
happens.
Again, the reason I'm saying letting him walk, because I promise you that cat. And here's the thing: think about that class. They signed him and DJ Lagway. LJ McCray was kind of touch and go there. I promise you, people were throwing money at this cat when he came in. He probably still thinks, because he hasn't played, that he is worth probably what he walked in making, if not more, because he's going to be a third-year guy.
Guys, you gotta understand. This is we don't know how much he's really making. This is Monopoly. We're playing a game right now.
And hold on, real quick. I want to do this. So if we're not willing to keep up with the market, don't cry when UF continues to be the new Vandy. The money that I'm showing here is based off a $25 million NIL budget, which would be top 3 as of now. Yep. Now, could that money move? Sure. And again, we that's the part we don't know. We're making these things up, trying to have a healthy dialogue, a healthy conversation about that. $25 million, in my opinion, is not poor. You're operating. You don't need to be first to win, but you need to be in the top 3, top 5, top 3 in your spending. And then make up for it with coaching and developing. You have. I mean, that's just the name of the game. Texas was number 1 in spending. How'd that work out for them? Texas spent a boatload of money last year, and they're sitting at home watching us. They did same thing as we did. They didn't make an SEC championship. Yeah. Yep, and I can promise you, Vandy wasn't in the top 5. I know they didn't make it, but they were pretty damn close.
So LJ's walking. What are we doing then? Are we gonna bump these guys and get a edge guy in the portal, or are you okay with this lineup?
With the edge?
Yep.
Oh no, you gotta go get some dudes. You gotta go get some dudes, brother.
So 2 more.
You need a guy.
Or 1 more.
Well, I'm letting. I don't know. I don't know what they want to do with Kofi, but obviously you've got KJ coming in. Wiggins obviously should take a leap. So Cameron James may or may not go. If I keep Woods, James, I'm letting Kofi walk, and I might go get just one more dude, one more stud. I go pay like a proven guy in that room, like 1.2. Go get me a disruptor. Okay. Go give me the highest rated, the top 3 highest rated edge rusher.
Like the Texas A&M cat. Like the Texas A&M cat this past year.
Texas Tech did it. Texas Tech went and got the 2 of the top 5 offensive tackles, a top guard, and a top edge rusher. That's what we need to go do. So go. So
that
I don't know who it is.
1.2 million is allocated to the next edge rusher. So that
1.3
take out
if you
LJ
need
McCray. Okay.
That guy I'm worth. I'm okay giving that guy 1.5. Why? Because he is going to impact every single play that he is on defense.
Okay. Let's work our way to the wide receiver room here. Eugene Wilson, what are we doing with him?
So guys, we're not really paying Eugene Wilson $850,000. We have an allocated budget of 2.6 to the wide receiver room. You can give more. I mean, obviously VB3 is probably making more, like $700,000. Eugene Wilson might get the wide receiver room. You know, I mean, Hank or Hawkins are probably gone, so you've got $200,000 there. I think you cut Eugene's budget. You probably have
let him walk.
You probably have about $500,000. I think we can probably pull up. We could find from the wide receiver room. I think there's some wide receivers I didn't remove, so probably $750,000. You can go get 1, maybe two solid pickups.
Are we letting Eugene walk, or are we keeping him though? I need to know that.
Depending on what he costs.
Production wise, at $850, I gotta let him go.
Yeah, well, again, that's just a fake number. So if he can't be the highest paid, VB3, in my opinion, and Dallas Wilson are your top two guys. Look, honestly, the three can be pretty close because Eugene at least has I would say, more of a collection of work under his belt than the other guys.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. That is true. That is very true.
I mean, he has one game and he's out. So I gotta let.
Give all three of them $500K. Give all three of them $500K.
You're giving Eugene $500K?
Yeah.
Is that the final? You're the head GM. I'm just the assistant. I want to let him walk, but you're keeping Eugene. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, look, I think honestly, if you're that adamant, again, I don't know how he fits schematically.
I look at
gotta talk to the OC.
What Georgia did with Zachariah Branch. I look at some of these wide receivers that are going to be popping in the portal from Auburn.
Zachariah got paid a ton.
Okay, well, he was worth a ton. He was their whole wide receiver room.
All right, we'll let him walk. That frees up a ton for us to go get a dog in the portal, and I can slide some of that to the O-line and give it to Ball if I need to.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the interior defensive line. We got 2.5 million.
And it's crazy to think that Dallas is going to ask for a ton of money. And again, I'm not saying that, huh?
He just got paid a ton of money.
I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure he was paid a ton to flip from Oregon, but also, again, the little things that he showed is what's going to give him some money, and that's fine. The offensive line is
he's with Vernell Brown Senior as an agent too. So I think obviously Vernell's going to have his best outlook for his players, but I don't think he's going to take us to the coals. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to.
This is a beautiful comment. You can't tell me Miami has more money than us. I don't. This is the thing. Go look at their roster. Go look where the money's being spent.
Yep, in the trenches.
Yeah, that's where the money's at. It's not that they have more; it's where they're spending it.
Yeah,
they don't have all these flashy in the line.
Wide receiver. Their best wide receiver walking in day one was an unproven freshman.
Mark Fletcher is the running back who they drafted, right? Recruited 2 years ago, that sat behind Dameon Pierce last year, that had a good year. Why did he have a good year, Cody? Can you tell me why? Can I get
elite.
An elite offensive line for $300, please?
No.
So that's where we're at on that. I don't believe they're spending more. I think they're spending it more effectively is what they're doing. And then look, they're going up there. They don't have any quarterbacks, so they spent $4.5 on $1 million on a quarterback, which I'm fine with. That is your highest paid. So look where their money's at. Let's go back to our GM chart here. Okay, they have a $4.5 million quarterback. You could argue whether he's worth it or not, but they're in the playoffs. They ain't
got much backing them up. They
spent $3.2 million on an offensive line, right? With Jackson Cantwell alone. I know he's coming in, but I promise you they're not afraid to spend on the offensive line. They got Ruben Bain. They got another edge guy. Both their edge rushers are absolutely monsters. I promise you they're being highly compensated. And Malachi Toney, their best wide receiver, the best wide receiver in college football, number 3, was a true freshman. So they got him as a 4-star, probably rookie contract, and he cooked.
Yep.
And they took the cat from LSU. I can't think of his name right now. And they got him used goods because he jumped around too much. So they got him at a discounted rate. And they went to portal and scooped up a bunch of secondary guys at a discounted rate.
Yep.
So, no, they didn't spend more than we did. They spent it effectively.
Yep, that's the difference. They spent it with no emotion.
Yeah, but they have more than one player making over one to 2 million. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to this. So we have right now, if you want to do this ball, keep in mind we had 3.5 on our quarterback, right? I can promise you Dallas Wilson's. The problem is Dallas Wilson. We don't know what these freshman secondary guys are making, but I can promise you it's more than $300,000.
Yeah.
We also are what we're not seeing here. That's not on this defensive line list. Tyreek Sapp didn't come back for less than $1 million. Caleb Banks didn't come back for less than $1 million. Okay, so those guys are making well over $1.2 million. All right, and George Gumbs probably got over $1 million too. Those aren't here anymore, so you're not seeing those things. And then you go to the offensive line. Who's not on this offensive line? Jake Slaughter made over $1 million. Barber probably made over $1 million, and Damian George probably made over $1 million. They're not here anymore.
So here's another thing too: is we still have $4 million in the transfer portal pot. We're not maxed out at $25 million right now. We still
based
have
on
a
this,
little
but
wiggle room.
but what he was referring to is like because you look at this chart, it's like, hey, we're not giving anybody 1.2 million. We did. We
Yeah,
did. So keep
DJ
that in
Wagler.
mind. So keep that in mind, like on this budget, based on all those names that I just said. So how much of it was really being allocated is huge.
Yep. All
It's
right.
huge.
Let's go ahead. Go to this defensive line room. Jamari Lyons. What are we doing with him?
I mean, I think he played. He was sound in that position. I'm fine with it. Again,
Okay.
I don't. 600,000 is fine with me. Brendan
Brendan
Bett.
Bett.
I mean, outside of his spitting and hitting people and getting dumb penalties, he played pretty damn good football. So, I
Okay.
mean, I'm cool with it. I don't care.
Okay. Micah Burrow, keeping
Love
him
it.
for sure.
Love it.
Joseph Mbachu, keeping him for sure.
Yep.
Jeremiah McLeod, keeping him for sure. And Kendall Gervil, 300K. Do we need anybody else in the interior defensive line? Are we allocating any portal money
Yeah.
to the defensive
100%.
line?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
There's
is
you could
that
probably
looking like?
you could probably Kendall Gervin McLeod is probably a little or McGurl. Yeah, McLeod. No, not McLeod. Curville probably gets too much. You could probably bring all those down like probably 100,000 and get like we could probably find another $750,000 in there somewhere and go get a dude.
Well, we still have a little portal money to play with. So we need
Yeah,
one
but
guy.
if we want to maintain the $2.5 million budget for defensive line, I don't mind giving $3 million to that group, but I'm just you have to kind of keep you got to put barriers here. We just like there has to be like logistics to it. So yeah, you go get one dude if you're able to maintain all those guys, retain that roster. Yeah, you go get one more guy for about 600,000.
One good portal splash guy, not a kid from Penn.
Yeah, exactly. Go get a top 5 guy.
Okay, love you.
Then the D line is legitimate.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's work our way to the linebackers here. Grayson Pup Howard, what do you do with him?
Well, we're hearing that he's walking, right? He's probably gone. Miles Graham's already there, which he'll be the highest paid. He's probably getting paid around 6 if I had to guess. 3rd-year guy. Childs, we've heard, is probably walking. Todd Jackson is probably good. Jaden Robinson probably deserves a little bit more, about 250, 300. And then Malik and Miles are both they're on freshman contracts, so those are fine. You got to try to find a guy for sure.
Okay,
another
so what are you
$500,000
willing to pay
guy.
the tax? What are you willing to pay the Texas Cat?
$500,000.
Go
give me $2 $500,000 linebackers, Graham and the other guy, and then you've got Jade. If you're able to keep Jaden Robinson and Ty Jackson, you're set.
Okay, so we're looking at one linebacker to replace Howard and possibly Childs.
Yeah, I mean you have to look at why recruit, right? I mean, there's going to have to be some attrition in that room. So
if
you either cut Miles Johnson and Malik Morris or Ty Jackson and keep those guys, or Ty Jackson's going into his sophomore year like he was the number 1 linebacker coming out of high school. If you're not going to play him, what are we doing here? I mean, you're only going to see about 2 or 3 at a time anyway. So if I've got Miles Graham and another stud, and then I got Jaden Robinson, Ty Jackson with the ability of Miles Johnson and Malik Morris, why do I need the other 2?
Okay. So you're just filling you're okay. So we're going to get the let's say we're going.
We filled in with recruiting. That's what you're not. That's what the part that you're missing on top of Ty Jackson elevating his game.
Yeah. Let's say we're gonna go get just for experience. We're gonna cut Grayson Pup Howard and Aaron Childs decides to leave. I'm super stoked on Jaden Robinson. I think he's very very good. And we're gonna go get the UT guy, or if a Georgia guy pops in the portal, we're gonna go get a top linebacker.
Yep.
Okay, so that fills that void. Let's go to the secondary here.
Jacob, I hate to lose Childs, but I have get in the back of the table, Jacob.
Yeah. So Cormani McClain, what are we doing with him? I know this is gonna pull on the heartstring. Pulls on my heartstring.
Depends on what the cost is. I'm not paying $700,000.
He's going to be the most expensive. He's going to be the most expensive cornerback in the room. He's one of the older ones.
I give to John Johnson more.
He's proven.
I give to John Johnson more. I try to retain Onus. You're probably heavy in the portal, to be honest with you.
Oh, you forgot Flowers too.
Oh yeah, I did.
Flowers is going to cost you quite a bit. So it'd be Flowers and Cormani and Dijon are probably your top 3 corners.
Yeah, look, for me, the quarterback room, I think that's going to be more schematically of what Brad White wants to do. I think that there's plenty of options out there. So this one is too granular. We skipped the offensive line. That's where I care about.
Okay, we're going to get...
That's the most important room.
We're saving it. We're saving it.
Okay.
So cornerback, just a scheme fit, and if they want to keep Cormani, they can. If not, we're okay. Everybody feels okay with paying the cornerbacks. Now, can you is this? Can we win with these cornerbacks? That's my second question. You feel good about it?
Brian says Mike Lane over Johnson all day. Dejan gave, in my opinion, gives. I think they're two different cornerbacks. Cormani gives you more of that lockdown ability. Dejan has seen more versatile, in my opinion. I love Cormani. So I've got nothing against him, but again, the cost is what I'm talking about. I think you can get a little more value out of Dejan. That's more so what I was saying. Speaking to.
Are we going in the portal to go get a cornerback? Or
Yeah, I
this
think we're gonna have to.
Okay. What are we doing with safety?
You're gonna have to go in the portal. I mean, you got some young guys coming up that we obviously don't see with Lagonza Hayward, who I liked a lot last year. The problem is too, like last we went and got Michael Caraway. Like every portal safety cornerback ad outside of Triquez Bridges that I can recall was ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Easy was one.
I don't think you go in the portal for safety. I think you let the two young cats you're paying a bunch of money.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a great point. Yeah, I think that
Gates and Sharif Denson.
I think honestly, you need to go find a lockdown cornerback, and that's all I really care about. Go get you because
you got number 43. What do you need?
Agreed.
You got Allen.
100%. I think that he's a safety.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Safety.
Yeah, but Kermani doesn't give me lockdown vibes. I think he has the ability to lock down guys, but can I trust him on one side of the football field at all times? Nah, not right now. I don't know. Maybe with the development we could, but that's for them to know. I don't know.
But we're definitely bringing in a portal cornerback. Safety. What are we doing?
Yeah, Bryson just got here. What am I looking at? Hey, real quick. So we're playing GM game, okay? And for anybody that's looking at these numbers are not real. We allocated budget to these groups, and then I just kind of divided it amongst the players that were there, so you can see how it's distributed. But the numbers are not actually real. So
safeties, we're gonna rotate this to safety / nickel. So we're talking Sharif Denson, Bryce Thornton, Aaron Gates, those guys. Sharif Denson, we keeping him or letting him walk for $250?
I love Sharif.
I think you got to keep him.
Yeah, I mean that whole nickel room can stay as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, so and then we're probably going to use our little portal pot that we have to go get another guy, right?
I don't think you need another guy.
Okay, so we're going to run with the two young guys.
Yeah, you got C.J. Hester coming in. You've got a couple of guys. You got Caden Hall coming in as well. I know he's a safety, but you know how those guys rotate. Like you've got plenty of young guys that I think can fill that in.
We're okay with the safety.
Safety that nickel position has been great in my opinion, and it has been all young guys.
All right,
so
let's get to the juice. Let's get to the offensive line. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're spending $5 million on 17 dudes right now. Now, obviously, that number is completely inflated because the lower end guys aren't probably making as much as that I have allocated here, and I don't think that like Marcus Maskell making $550,000. The guy hasn't. I mean, we haven't seen him, and he's not making that much. Is Fletcher making $500,000? He hasn't played at all. I think he's gonna be. I think he's a phenomenal upside. I'm fine with paying him, but he's probably $300,000. Jason Zamadella's $300,000. Kane Jones is $300,000. Big Rod's probably half, and so is Najee Harris half. So in just that alone, I've probably freed up about $1 million. Okay. We also have, with what we just kind of configured, I think probably another $2 million.
Yeah, we're at $7 million in the portal pot.
That's your math? But we haven't. We got to buy a quarterback, right? You didn't spend it on the quarterback. So
we got to buy a quarterback, and we got to. We're gonna say that Jaden Ball is gonna make $1 million.
$1 million. Yeah.
Yep. So
we have $4 million then because you gave 3.
We're gonna say the top running back. We'll say this: the top running back, no matter what his name is, we're gonna pay him $1 million.
Okay.
If it's a guy or Jaden Ball.
We have $7 million. We're gonna give, we'll say 2.5 to a quarterback. So there's 5.5. I want to give $1 million to an edge. Said that. So now we're down to 4.5.
That's LJ McRae money. That's LJ McRae's taking up that, so we're fine there.
Well, no, we removed him though, so I'm just putting it back.
Okay.
So then we're at 4.5, and then I wanted to give about $800,000 to a DT, right?
Yep.
So now we're at 3.5 to go spend on the offensive line.
You need one linebacker. You need one linebacker too.
So give me $500,000 for a linebacker. I got $3 million to go buy And I could probably find another $500,000 if I needed to, if I could cut a couple guys on that O-line pretty easily. And
Yep.
I've got $3.5 million to go build this O-line to go get me probably 3 dudes. Go get me a tackle and
One of the Penn State cats, maybe.
yeah, go get me just the top tackle and
There's a
honestly,
Georgia Tech.
2
There's a
top
Georgia Tech
guards.
guy just went into the portal. Maybe him if he's what you're tasting. So we're gonna replace the offensive line as it stands. We're getting 2 tackles and a guard or center, whatever you need most.
Yeah, the tackles are very young because Westfall, I wouldn't mind him being pushed. Honestly, yeah, 2 tackles and a guard, yeah.
And we're set.
Because because Big Rod should be ready to go. So like again, these are the things we don't know. But going into
and if they're not staying.
Yeah, then you cut them and you go find another one anyways. But I think under Troutwan, I would be content with the Najee and Big Rob being your 2 centerpieces that have been a part of the system for a little bit, some cohesion there. And then you go get a tackle and a guard and a tackle, which is exactly what Texas Tech did, which is exactly what Oregon did. And then you have, and then all of a sudden now we have depth again. And that is where I'd rather spend the money.
We said area code. We said we're gonna go get a defensive lineman, an interior defensive guy. We already said we got $500,000 allocated for that. Yeah. 500 to 800,000.
I said 800,000. Yeah, I said 800,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's our center? Najee Harris was a center in high school. Yeah, that's something you got to figure out. You're definitely buying 2 tackles. You're either buying a guard or a center. And if you don't have a center right now, then you cut that guy and go get you a proven center with the money you've been paying him. Zamandella's our center. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right.
Oh, that's right, Zamandela. Yeah.
So essentially, Zamandela is going to play center. The best offensive guard, probably Rodney Kearney, is going to play guard, and then you're going to go get 2 tackles and a guard.
I love I love always the one-off examples because these arguments work. Of like, I'm curious to know how the Giants' running game was after they let Saquon go. The Giants were I mean. That's a one-off scenario. The guy went to play. Saquon leaves this scenario and goes to the best offensive line in the country and has major success. Where, again, the Eagles were in a much unique, much different situation. It's kind of like how, like, honestly, here's a better example. How was the Panthers running game when C-Mac was there? How'd that go?
It was just off raw talent. That's just what Jaden Ball's doing.
It's like Mike Trout on the Angels. Like what?
Yeah.
What? Cool. Awesome, brother.
Like,
you know what I mean? It's not the same thing. We're not the Eagles, brother. Like we're not there yet to go like, hey, we've got everything else aligned. We can afford to take a risk in this particular area. That's what I'm trying to say is this position group is not one you take the risk on. That's what I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah. We're more New York Jets than
Tracy
the Eagles.
Did have a pretty good solid rookie year. Yeah, I mean, the Giants just sucked ass. Nothing to do with the running back. Yeah. Saquon probably would have only done, marginally better. He wouldn't have been what he was for. He was the leading rusher with 2,000 yards. He would have not done that at the Giants. I can assure you. He would have just been another name. We would have enjoyed watching him, just like he was a couple years he was while he was there. Hey, there's 700 people in here. You guys can smash the like button at least and subscribe.
What position
Hope you guys are
does
enjoying
Josh Petty O-line at Georgia Tech play? He's a tackle, but that's not a proven guy. We don't need questions. We don't need to go pay a guy that hasn't really played. We need to go get guys that literally have played a bunch and they're proven.
Let me read these super chats here before we get caught up. Good morning, boys. Discord link expired, by the way. Tried joining after becoming a member yesterday. I got you. I will update that here after the show. But $10, my man, Larry. I'm with Cody. I love Ball, but no running back is worth 1.5. Build the trenches. I said that, Larry. He wants to pay. He wants to keep Ball.
For a milli.
$5. What if it was the cut? What if it was the cut some of the guys pay down, turned around and gave it back to almost like a bonus with how they play on the field? What if it was
that doesn't fix your problem though. We have a severe problem on the offense and defensive line.
This
That's
is
the only
this shit is
problem.
stressful. I'm not even coaching. Yeah, it is. It's fun though. What do we know about Cromartie's injury? It's another factor. He tore his ACL right at the end of the year. Is he even gonna be
Yep.
back for the year?
Probably not. Not the beginning of the year.
I liked that 7 million theory. What was my theory? Or did you say it?
I don't know. For people saying
Tight ends
Chad Gasper
got
making
cut
more
off.
money than people are saying guys, it's fake numbers. They're not real numbers. We're just allocating the money.
Nope, my panties aren't getting twisted. I'm not taking an attack. I'm debating what you were saying. So I pulled your comment up because I appreciate the feedback and hence I answered it. And I even
tight
said
end. What do we do with tight end?
I like the one-off conversation that you brought up is what I was alluding to. Don't
We
get
forgot
your
tight end.
panties twisted because you didn't like my response.
What are we doing with tight end?
Yeah, that group I have. Let me see what I had them allocated for. Again, honestly, you can just cut that whole room and just go get somebody else. Kind of how I looked at it. I was like, it was.
Are you gonna keep Livingston? You got the big guy.
I wouldn't mind keeping Livingston. You got Hezzy Kent coming in. Again, you cut Hayden Hansen, you lose Amir Jackson, so there's money there that you can spend. You can find somebody.
So you're going to get a portal guy then, a proven portal guy.
You're gonna have to get one. It depends on what you cut.
Okay. I'm cool with that. We feel good about it. We're going to go get. So this is a synopsis. We're gonna get 2 tackles, 2 offensive tackles, and a guard.
This is above our pay grade. And this is the other part that I try to bring up. My panties are edible. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That threw me off.
Let's run down this. Quarterback. We're getting a quarterback. We're gonna get a stopgap guy.
Oh, Cooley wants to get Livingston too. Yeah, I think you could literally just wipe out the whole tight end room and just reset.
The whole tight end room.
I think we'd be fine.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, so let's finish this game here. Quarterback, we're gonna go get a stopgap guy.
Yeah. $2.5 million.
Ball, we're either paying him $1 million or going to get somebody that is as good.
Think about it. You could open up. You could cut Ball's check in half. Go to $500,000, and now you got another $500,000 to either get a more elite defensive line. So maybe you sprinkle it in over the offensive line. Like you have it to sprinkle in to go get another elite guy at another group, which that's kind of where my head's at too. Of like, look, when you start, or I mean, just think about it.
Wide receivers. We're reducing Eugene Wilson.
We have Davion Grosse that's not visible. That probably is getting paid more than Abrams and Hawkins here. But yeah, look, you got Eugene Dallas, VB3, Davion Grosse, Nashawn Montgomery, Marquez Daniel, who's a 6'6" wide receiver, and then go get me one, maybe 2 dudes. I don't know, again, depending on if you get rid of Eugene, you get 2. If you keep Eugene. Or if you keep them, you get 1. If you get rid of them, you're going to get 2 dudes. So there's your
okay.
There you are.
So we're getting one portal. We're getting one portal wide receiver. Offensive line.
One and or 2. Yeah.
We're going
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
We'll say 3. We'll say 3. We'll say 4.
If we lose any,
we'll say 3.
Okay, 3, and that's without losing anybody. That's keeping everybody.
No,
correct?
I think you're going to have to probably cut. Well, I don't know, man. Hell, I think more the merrier. So we'll see. Because the problem is you have 17. We have 17.
For the bottom.
And 7 of them are freshmen. Do you cut the rookie already without them even getting here?
No, can't do that.
So you're going to have to either push out a Najee Harris or push out a Caden Jones.
Or a Marcus Maskell.
Yeah. I mean, Marcus hasn't even played yet, so I don't know if he's going to get that much. He's brought that lower echelon from a finance standpoint. But
we're keeping Zemandela. That's our center. We're keeping Fletch, and we're keeping Big Rod. So 3 of those. Then we're going to go get 2 offensive tackles and a guard.
I honestly
another guard
look
depending.
If we want to play a little bit, because again, there's 17 offensive linemen, some with some experience. You got to trust Troutwine a little bit, so you can go that route. And maybe work with developing. You just go get 2 dudes. Maybe it's just 2 tackles. Those, in my opinion, are the most important positions. And then interior wise, you've got Najee, Big Rod can slide to the other guard, and you got Zamandela up into center. I'm okay with that because Big Rod played both.
Defensive line. We're keeping everybody. We're going to try to keep everybody, correct? And we're going to go add 1 guy.
Yeah, one dog, big time guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So that's allocated for edge.
Yep.
We're cutting LJ McCray.
Yep.
We're gonna try to keep Cameron James, Jaden Woods, Jalen Wiggins. We're gonna cut Kofi. We're
Yep.
keeping obviously the 2 young guys in McCoy and Ford, and we're gonna go get 1 or 2 edge players in the portal.
Yeah. 1 to 2.
1
Yeah.
or 2.
1, 2, 2.
1 elite guy or 2 pretty good guys.
Yeah. Real quick, area code says you're not finding 4 linemen in the portal. Please hold. Okay. I knew somebody was going to say that, and I love that because that's awesome. So I looked last year.
Michigan has no coach. Penn State has no coach. Ole Miss, they're gonna lose
Inside
cats.
offensive lineman. Josh Thompson went from Northwestern to LSU. Emmanuel Pregon went from USC to Oregon, who is a playoff team. Braylon Moore went to VTech and LSU. That's not always the best example. Pat Coogan went from Notre Dame to Indiana. Obviously, they're in the playoffs. Patrick Kudus went from Arkansas to Ole Miss. They're in the playoffs. Delon Townsend went from UAB to Ole Miss. They're in the playoffs. James Brockmeyer went from TCU to Miami. They're in the playoffs. So that's just inside offensive linemen. And then tackles, you had Isaiah Ward go from Nevada, the number 1 offensive tackle, to go to Oregon. They're in the playoffs. Xavier Chaplin went from VT to Auburn. Obviously, we know how that worked out. Howard Sampson, who visited Florida, if you guys don't remember, offensive tackle, went from North Carolina, went to Texas Tech. Spoiler alert, they're in it. Hunter Zambroni went from, I don't even know what school that is, to Texas Tech. Spoiler alert, they're in it. The next guy down, Ethan Onawa, went from Rice to Ohio State. Spoiler alert, they're in it. Derek Simmons went from, I don't know what school that is, to Oklahoma. Spoiler alert, they're in it. Alex Harkey went from Texas State to Oregon. Spoiler alert, they're in it. Monroe Mills went from Louisville to Virginia, who was 1 snap away from being in it. So that's 10 guys that were in it last year. Now, I know there's look, you got to spend. Texas Tech bought 3 of them. So I'm not saying we're going to spend. I don't know if we're going to. But
Joey got bum. It is the NFL.
What did it say? What did it say?
He said it's not the NFL. It's not the same.
It's 100%. We have an NFL GM. It's exactly the NFL. It's the NFL without the rules. That's what makes it even worse.
It's a NFL pre-salary cap.
Yeah, and no trades. That would make it a little more fun. Let's just cut the skirmish and give High Top Sports $5 million. Listen, I feel like we could probably put together. We could GM the shit out of this thing. I think we put a pretty bang up roster here.
You ain't gonna be happy with some of the names I'm gonna go find, but I'm gonna go find some dogs. I can tell you that. Okay, so defensive line, we're keeping everybody. We're adding a guy. Edge, we're on edge room. Okay, so edge. LJ McCray.
Wait. He said no. Read what I say. Hold on. I get what you're saying, Cody, but it's not the same as the NFL. They have years of data and precedent to set market value. He's right. He's right. NIL is still new and to many variables to have set market value. Yeah, that actually is a very good comment. Cody, you got to apologize to Joey on that one.
Okay, I'm sorry, Joe.
and I think that's what makes this thing a little bit harder, right? That is the caveat to all this of what makes this a little bit harder to navigate because
you know why?
And you don't have the set precedents of the rookie contract that can help support situations too, like I mentioned earlier.
What you know why it makes it hard is because we actually put guardrails on a system with no guardrails.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And that $25 million could go up with donations from Florida Victorious or what have you. All right, edge room. LJ McCray's walking. We're keeping Cameron James, correct? Jaden Woods.
We just did
Jalen Wiggins.
We just did this. We were linebackers.
Okay, linebackers. Pup Howard's gone. Aaron Child's gone. You got the 2 young guys.
You're getting one dude. You're getting one dog.
Okay, one dog. Probably the Texas Cat. We're all good with paying him.
Yep.
Secondary.
So, hey, real quick, I like this. We're playing the game still. So, you're playing the game. Give a number to the portal tackles based on last year's number. Can you? Yeah. So, Howard Sampson, who went to Texas Tech, his NIL value is $900,000. We had $3 million allocated, so we can afford that. And this guy, Hunter Zambroni, came from, I can't think what that school that is, was $241,000. Now, you probably made about $500,000 if I had to guess. So there's that. The Isaiah Ward was 1.2 that went to Oregon. Xavier was 645. They're all within under $1 million. We had $3 million
Yep.
to go around, so we can afford it. Now it's probably a little bit more inflated than what you're seeing. Either way,
Yep.
the point is you can make it work.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're going to cut some guys. We've moved some money around. We're fine. Cornerbacks, Cormani McLean, we're not keeping him at $700K, right? As a top paid corner in that room.
No, look, if you should have an elite cornerback, and I don't think Kermani fits. He doesn't. I don't think he doesn't fit.
So we're gonna go get So we're gonna get a portal guy for one side of the field.
It depends on how the defense you want to run. I don't know. So you either go get a multitude of dudes it depends on what you're trying to do. If your defense calls for one guy to shut down a side for you, so you can get multiple guys over here and you're able to work around that one guy, sure. If you want to have a multitude of guys and you're a subber, I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm leaving it up to the coaches to decide that. But if you're going for the one man option, the paying Kermani, that isn't that. If it's multiple dudes, then you got to go. You got a lot of rookies coming up. I would probably still cut Kermani and go get me maybe two more middle of the road guys.
I'm probably going to give Flowers a bump in pay, and Dijon a bump in pay, make them the two highest paid, and then rocking with Jameer, Ben Hanks, and Kofi, and I'm probably going to go.
What did you say about Penn State? Because he says Matt Campbell or Penn State hired Matt Campbell. You're riding the struggle bus today. What did you say about Penn State?
They lost their coach. Yeah, we can go poach those guys. Hey, them cats don't want to play for Matt Campbell. Are you kidding me? On the offensive line?
I agree, Cooley. I think more than likely you need to go get a shutdown cornerback regardless of what you're running. So we're probably going to have to go spend the money. And we don't have a guy on the roster. Could we have a guy that we don't know about? Could one of those guys turn into it? Sure. Do you risk it? I'm
not willing to risk it. I'm going to pay for one guy. We're going to go spend it. Safeties, we're pretty much good at safety. Maybe one guy.
No.
Maybe a guy. Oh, okay.
Unless somebody leaves.
Okay. So if we keep everybody at safety and nickel,
Michigan does not have a coach, and I guess at Penn State, they do have a coach now, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry. I get a little excited. Okay. But you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So out of this whole synopsis, we're gonna go get a stopgap quarterback. We're gonna pay a guy close to $1 million at running back. We're going to go get one or two guys at wide receiver. We're going to go get 3 to 4 offensive linemen. We're going to get one defensive lineman. We're going to go get 1 to 2 premier edge rushers, one if he's elite of the elite. We're going to go get one linebacker. We're going to go get one lockdown cornerback, and we're keeping the safety room. And then you gotta finagle the tight end room, what you're going to do with that.
Yeah, that one.
And we got our team. And we got our team for $25 million.
Dialed in, ready to go play some football, baby. Let coach after it. I would trade Colin Simmons for Ball any day. Get it done. That's what I'm saying. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Wouldn't even blink.
Yeah.
Give me Harold Perkins. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this show's brought to you by Kalshi Boys and Girls. We've been talking about them all season long. They have powered us. I wish we could put a Kalshi chart to see which players were trending one way. I wish there was a Kalshi chart right now for Jaden Ball, where he was going to end up. That would make me feel a little bit better so we could track it. As you know, they don't use Vegas odds. They use us, the people, to drive their numbers up and down. You get in there and you start putting your money where your mouth is to drive of what people feel is the most popular bet. It's an absolute blast to watch it, especially during games, the ups and downs. You can get in at a certain price, and if the game starts trending your direction or your team starts trending in the right direction, you can pull out and make a profit before the game's even over. You don't have to wait until the end and have your heart broken like a lot of us do most of the time we're watching our favorite teams. You can bet the ebbs and flows, which is why I love it so much. Just like the stock market, you can get in and bet your way through it. That is Kalshi.com. You can bet on things like the stock or Oscar nominations, presidential elections, coaching hires, games, you name it, they probably do it. Go to Kalshi.com, use the code HIGHTOP, get $10 off when you place your first $100 deposit. Look, I love it. Humble says, I love you guys. We're all passionate about UF. 100%, man. And this is why I wanted to do this. Because, again, we all think we're the smartest guy in the room. And what I try to do is, I think that I believe that at times, but I'm not afraid to have an open dialogue about it. I have my stance on these things and to sit and yell, like, just pay the man. I see a point to it. I see the argument, but there has to be, again, remove the emotion out of it. Remove the fandom out of it.
Yep.
Again, I understand perception-wise, if the news comes out that Jaden Ball is going to leave, it's going to be ugly. I think another argument that we're not putting into consideration of like, well,
Travis
players
Etienne left too, and we were fine.
who?
Travis Etienne left us, and we were fine.
Yeah, I think, and the one argument that I don't really have the greatest response for is people are like, well, you set a precedent when you are unwilling to pay your best player. And I hear you. And that
Best
one, again, I
player
don't
on a
have.
4-18 though.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a good response. But it's tough. I don't, again, I don't, it's going to, there's going to be hard decisions made because you've got to figure out what puts me in the best place to win next year. Where does my money best spent for me? And that's what you've got to figure out. But it was a fun little exercise. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that I did. Again, I'm a visual guy.
There's people saying college football is dead. Listen, college football is not dead. We had some of the most exciting games.
There's 800 people here watching us bitch and complain about it. It's just
we're running a GM. It's not dead. It's just different, bub. It's not dead. It's just different. We look at the SEC. Look at how the parity in the SEC. I mean, I think the margin of winning was cut down to, for the first time, to like 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Like,
we talked about that.
It's great. It's great. It's great. Is it what you want? No. Do you love it? No. But
not yet.
Listen,
not yet.
Not yet.
It'll come around. It'll
Because
figure itself out.
But because here, let me tell you this: nobody would be complaining as a Gator fan if we were in the playoffs right now, making a deep playoff run. We would forget about this situation. The reason that we are all complaining and doing this simulation is because we had a 4-8 team, fired our coach mid-season, and we got to figure out how to get back to prominence.
Yeah, we don't like it because we're not good at the new game. That's why we don't like it.
Correct.
Yeah. What made college football great is dead, though. We can admit that. We still love it, but yeah, I think that's a better way of looking at it. The rivalries, the innocence of it, the passion that you saw, 100%. When you talk about, hey, why do you like college football more than the NFL? Is because you had kids out there playing for literally just the opportunity to play, and it was still a game. And that part I do agree with. Yes.
Yep.
$5 possibility of John seeing this as a transition year, still trying to win and compete, but leaning on true freshmen getting now playing time. That's the other thing is, and I said this last night. We don't know what the end goal is. We don't know what is the objection for year one, right? What are they trying to accomplish? Are they trying to be competitive and win 10+ games and legitimately have a chance to make the playoff? I mean, always that's a dumb way to look at it. I know, because you're always trying to win, but you have to have a reality of like, hey, okay,
I don't know. That's not a dumb way. That's not a dumb way because
us fans don't think like that.
That's not the way that the last regime prescribed to. He said in the presser, "You're not going to like me. It's going to take a while to rebuild this thing."
Yeah, he did say
Listen,
that. This guy said he's going to win now. He said he was going to win now.
John had 4 returning starters this year at Tulane. Okay, and I understand it's Tulane. I understand it's a little different, but if there's somebody that can manipulate the portal, I'm going to trust a guy that has a playoff team when they could have just packed their bags and tucked their tails and ran when he walked around and there was no players left that had starting time. He had 4.
Yeah,
and he's in the
again,
playoffs.
he wants to win now, and I think that so this is a great comment, too. I think it's irresponsible to think we will be competitive for playoffs or not had a transition year with all this turnover and change. We need to be realistic about player retention and acquisition. And that's look, we're judging way too quickly. Like, people are like, hey, we're being cheap, we're being poor. How? Because one guy, we're not willing to pay one guy, but what if we go and buy, if we go and do what we just talked about and do, we're not cheap. We wouldn't spend that money very effectively. And then we're going to have an entire offseason talking about it. But is it irresponsible to talk about it right now? Yes. Where things stand, 100%. Let's talk about it again in February. Because I also mentioned this. When you go look at our schedule, 5 of the teams that we play, 5 of our 12 games, okay, excuse me. Yeah, there's 5. 2 of the games are cupcakes. So there's 2-0. Then you have 5 other games where you're going up against a team that is going through the exact same thing as we are. The exact same thing as we are. So all of a sudden, if you're able to have the edge in those 5 games plus the 2 freebies, that's where. But again, I don't know where we're going to stand. And that is the cool part about college football because of how quickly you can turn over a football team. You can literally flip it over overnight now. So that is the one caveat to this.
Etienne didn't win us or lose us any games with him leaving. I mean, the running back room was fine. We're talking.
That's how we found out about Jaden Ball.
Yeah,
that's
we're literally talking about paying a cat $1.5 million. Yeah. What do you mean we were terrible?
We are losing all of our top players every year. Yeah, I mean that's that we were doing that before. We're doing it now. So that's just
everybody loses. But everybody.
You gotta win.
Talent.
You gotta win.
The portal give, the portal take.
Yeah, it's way too early to panic. The thing is though, and I get it because like I said, we're in the cleaning process, so it's gonna get dirty before it gets clean. We're in the dirtying process right now, so it's got the waters are gonna get muddy, and it's like, hey, you can panic and get out of the water, or you can just wait and give it a minute, let the tide go in and out, and see what happens after that's all said and done. So I'm not. It's frustrating. It sucks. It's hard to watch, hard to digest. Obviously, a lot of different things, but we've got to let it go through its process before we do. And I said the next 30 days. Well, it was like 45 when I originally said it. You can't give a full, complete synopsis and grade until it's all said and done. So that is what it is.
Name a top player we paid and retained for more than 2 seasons. Well, we were giving DJ Lagway $3.5 million.
A top player that we retained for 2 seasons. We not count Tyreek Sapp. Yeah. I mean, Eugene Wilson we kept for 3 years. He was highly touted. If you guys don't remember, we were all panicking. Yep. We had to keep him. Ole Miss was knocking on his door. We talked about it on this show, and it's like, no. When he was up for grabs, everybody was panicking about him coming back and returning. He was our exciting freshman wide receiver.
We don't lose
Jake Slaughter.
Don't lose all of our top players. Jake Slaughter we kept.
So who are the top players that we've lost then? Because maybe who?
Travis Etienne. Everybody's still hung up on him.
Which was replaced in 3.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Pyburn left and didn't do anything. If you want to put him into that statistical category, Princely Umalawan would be one that I would say. He was part of that Travis Etienne class. He was a top producer, but again, how much production was he really putting out? Like we say that, but is there any?
Yeah.
Is there like?
More than 2 seasons? You can't look at it like that.
Well, who have you seen college football? You don't know.
We paid more forever, and he's going to the NFL.
My thing is so Travis Etienne had his freshman year, which he was okay. Then he came back for his second year, and then he left. So we kept him for 2 years, if you want to count that. Jaden Ball, he's going into his 3rd year. We have him for 2 years. He was definitely looked at after his second year. I'm sure Lagway was looked after his second year. So we're talking 3 years, maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird, like your wide receiver, Texas Tech, Caleb Douglas. I mean, but he wasn't at the time when he left. He wasn't like, I loved Caleb, but because I'm pretty sure he got hurt.
Linebacker to Missouri.
You can't even tell me who it is.
Yeah, I remember who it is. I can't remember his name, but dude, you're not talking top talent.
He left before, but that was what he left when Billy got here, though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't count that as I mean, I understand. Like, you can't even remember his name, but I don't know. Like, it's easy to pluck certain things. To me, that argument's kind of flat. There's not much.
I mean, we
retained
92% of the roster last year.
100%. Going into this year, we were applauding what we were able to do. So that I don't believe it. That part is the only one we truly lost last year was Jack Pyburn, and everybody was like, we didn't need him. Oh, Hopper, Tyrone Hopper.
Yeah.
But anyways, good stuff. Great show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Smash the like button. I got to rip. Y'all be good. Dai Booty. Y'all be good.
It's Hot Top Sports where the takes don't miss.